A good Sunday morning, everybody. We are going to be diving into a lot of First Alert forecast details. As we start you out here, it has been a tranquil morning, but we got a lot to focus on in terms of some future impacts, some ones that are still going to happen today. But the main thing I want to start things out here with is going to be what we can get into next week, because it's going to be pressing, and this is a pretty big update for this morning. So first alerting you forward here. This is, right now, what I'm showcasing for you, the rainfall total map. And this is going to be something that, as we see down towards the low country, 7 days out, looking towards next week, some bad impacts can be happening here. This is all going to be with projections from Tropical Storm, which could actually hit Florida as a Category 1 hurricane, Debbie. And as it starts to make a push towards South Carolina, it is now looking to stall out, and that's why we're going to be seeing these projected rainfall totals. Okay, this is going to be something very impressive as we go through this forecast period, as we really start to make our way towards next week. And I want to make sure everyone is focused on this as we keep on forward. And if we do go through this forecast, I know, this is a live stream. People are going to be checking in at different times to see if I could actually get back to this as we go forward, but want to really continue to hit home and start things out with the big picture into next week. And that will be the potential for dangerous flooding. We could obviously get some issues here in the Midlands, but really down towards the low country and coastal regions of South Carolina, we can get some big problems here if this system stalls out enough. And we're going to track it through. We're going to talk about it. This is going to be the main focus into next week, all surrounding Debbie, a very impressive storm, not in just the way of wind strength, but the amount of rain that it could pick up. And that's what we got to focus on, okay? So we are getting through. We are going to be seeing right now Tropical Storm Debbie. As of this morning, it's been with these updates in between 60 to 65 mile an hour sustained winds as it continues to make this push up towards Florida. So projections are going into early tomorrow morning, it making landfall as a Cat 1 hurricane. And I'm going to show you that right now. Boom. We go on with this track, and as it goes later into Monday, we'll obviously de-intensify back to a tropical storm, but bringing with it just those warm Gulf waters continuing up through that panhandle going into southern Georgia, and then eventually looking to make those impacts to South Carolina, where again some devastating flooding can easily occur along the coast. This is something we have to, of course, keep mindful of just because of how these projections have panned out, and just overall in the atmosphere, things look to be timing out. Things that are basically gonna happen that will slow down the system, if you will. So we go towards Tuesday evening. All right, we're already getting some rain here in the Midlands. We're getting a lot of it down towards the low country. South Carolina getting big impacts. Going towards Wednesday. Thursday, it's still projected to slow down, to hang around South Carolina. And as this occurs, and as of course all this tropical moisture is still churning around this low pressure system that is a tropical storm, and it remains with the strength, it's just not going to be letting up. And this is all going to be something we have to, of course, see out, because even going through today, hey, we're going through this flood watch right now. We're already going to be seeing some of these impacts, and this is going to be something that can even pile more on top of rain today. And this is also something I need to track through, because even though we want to focus down the road, we're still actually going to be getting some potential flash flooding instances here in the Midlands for another system, for that low or that cold front that passed through yesterday that is now stalled out over us. It's going to provide us other impacts, and this is basically the main setup we see right now. Debbie, of course, as it's going on, tropical storm gaining some good strength, looking to target Florida. We will be seeing into Sunday afternoon that continuing on its path while we get that stalled out cold front, still very slow, providing us with some afternoon shower and storm potential, where we could get some of that isolated flash flooding. It's only going to be making things more pressing. Any rain that we pick up from this point moving forward towards Debbie, can continue to saturate soils, to make things more dangerous, to provide more capacities for bad flooding, for dangerous, life-threatening flooding. And that's what we got to look onward to as we go on and make those moves forward. So this morning, at least we've had a bit of tranquility. It's been great. Nice Sunday morning. It's been good. Going later today, here we go. We start to see that cold front actually kicking up some moisture, sending it into the atmosphere. We should see some showers and storms pan out. Going with 60%, there will be some spots out there that don't see much of any rain. It's still going to be scattered, so that's a positive for what we see with this today, especially with what we already picked up with some rain yesterday. Not to mention the Blythewood area with the good flooding that we saw up there. It was, I saw on social media some bad instances and some roadways flooded out. That's going to be something we can start to see in spots as we pick up more of this rain potential. So we see that out, we get through it, we calm down tonight, and then we go into Monday. As we go through Monday now, we're starting to pick up the pace with that tropical moisture. We're not seeing much of it for the morning, but as we get later and later into the day, we begin to see the outer bands of Debbie. It will be trying to cause, some downpours here and there, a few showers and storms that could be a bit more heavy, but still the core of this system well off towards our south. Now, as we see it Monday night, not too much going on just yet. Still those outer bands of lighter rain. But then Tuesday, look at this for the morning. Now we're starting to get active here. This is where the low country is getting battered with that heavy rain. They're likely already seeing some bad flooding issues down towards areas like Hilton Head, Charleston. It's only going to be getting worse down that way. Basically anywhere between our southern viewing counties, looking at Orangeburg County, Clarendon, even into the PD and down towards the south, it will be a lot more pressing at this point already with the rain continuing to churn on through. The best place to be is closer to Greenville and Spartanburg. The closer to the upstate, they're not going to be seeing much from the system. They're going to be getting rain. Don't completely rule that out. There will still be rain that pushes up that way. It's just the southern half of the state needs to be on much higher of an alert, where we could actually see more of some good damage, very dangerous flooding impacts. So we keep on into that Tuesday. You see that spin, those wind speeds picking up. Look at these projected wind speeds into Tuesday afternoon. Columbia near 40 mile an hour. We see St. Matthews, Manning, Sumter 40 to 45 miles per hour, because we're starting to see more of Debbie actually pressing into South Carolina. And as it does this, it's still slowing down. It's not going to be really picking up the pace with speed. It's looking to stall out between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So as we see these winds pick up, we're just getting this rain dumped on us, and it is going to be continuing to cause those flooding issues. And even with a damage of vegetation and trees being unrooted, you're getting the winds, you're getting this heavy rain. You see a lot of trees and even some power lines that could be down. These are all going to be factors we have to consider and just continue to live update you on as we go through the system, because this is something to take serious as we go into this week and Debbie moves towards us, possibly at a very slow pace. Going into that Tuesday night, Wednesday, we're still seeing it. Obviously, it's not going away. It's going to continue to hang around and cause these issues. So got to keep watching out for that as we go towards the middle of the week. And then as we see this out, it's just going to be something that continues on. It doesn't really want to break up just yet, even later into the week. Quick update on today. Just focusing on, of course, those PM storms that can still cause some flooding as they are. We, lose our morning tranquility. We see things getting upset by that lingering cold front. And then once that passes, we calm down overnight. We get ready for the real big test, the dangerous situation that can be Tropical Storm Debbie for us. And this is why we have upgraded now Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all the first alert weather days, just with current projections of slowdowns of the system, things that are likely with flash flooding instances, especially for our southern viewing area, more so encompassing further areas of the Midlands as we get towards the middle of this week. It's all something we need to be mindful of. We really need to keep on a high alert with. And overall, this is just something that, not necessarily saying it's going to be historic, but it can easily cause some problems that folks can remember for a long amount of time, especially if it does hold up and it continues to slow down. Because as of right now, not necessarily for us in the middle of the state, but for portions down towards the south and the coast, we could actually end up seeing 20 to 30 inches of rain between now and going towards next week. So I do want to, again, close things out with this 10-day, but also quickly show you the rain forecast map again. Just want to give you that widespread look. So for some reason the button's jammed up, so I got to just go back manually. Really quick, I want to showcase this for you guys again, because it is important and it is very pressing to see as we get to this rainfall forecast. So one more look at this. This is down where, if you could see, sometimes these colors look a little similar, but between Hilton Head and Charleston, it's more of that darker beige type shade within that bright yellow. Between those areas is where we are projecting some of that heaviest rainfall, that capacity to see 20 to even 30 inches of rainfall. That can't be completely ruled out. It easily could see some isolated totals in that range. And obviously between that portion of the low country, a lot of issues issues will be had. We'll just see how much of that will actually be making its way up towards the Midlands. And again, reminder, this is 7 days out. This is still including some rain from today. So even though most of this is from Debbie, we could also pile on what we could see beforehand, and even more so as Debbie is trying to make its exit. So this is through Saturday of next week with all this rainfall. But either way you slice it, issues are going to happen. It's something we have to prepare for, and we will be keeping you first alerted on as we make our move down the road. So thanks again. You could always take a check on WISTV.com. We are going to be having plenty of article updates there throughout the rest of the early phases of this upcoming week until we get through this. So thank you again for checking on this live stream. I'm WIS First Alert Meteorologist Tony Chivaroli. Make it a great day, and with any travels you got to make anytime soon, if some of you are towards the coast, you really need to do so with a lot of caution. Make sure you are staying alert and updated. Thank you so much.